Good morning, good morning. Here we are, baby. I should need to go close my door real quick. All right, guys, day 5, trading the new strategy. Well, technically day 4, but we're close. We put in a little bit of an hour. We did some more back testing. We actually did a lot of back testing. We've done some serious back testing. And I think we made some breakthroughs. I can't really be certain because I've only tested maybe like 30 days of each kind of style. But yeah, we're going to have our eyes out. So we started off with inside bar breakouts, and then my next pull was failed breakouts. That could be kind of contextualized in many different ways. What's a failed breakout? In what context? Are we breaking out of just previous day's highs, lows, this day's highs, lows? It could mean all kinds of things, right? Failed breakout. But I thought it'd be smart to keep the failed breakout, in the context of the inside bar breakout, or 3-bar play. Kind of called the same thing. We're also leaning a little bit on an old book I had, by Al Brooks. This is a book I picked up a while ago. Even though I've had this book, I haven't had much. It's a lot. There's a lot of content, a lot of diagrams, a lot of situations, a lot of everything. This could just be a lot altogether. So, Al Brooks trades mostly ES though, so that's why we're trading ES. And yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're up a decent amount. We're trading 10 lots at a time here, and we're just trying to vibe our way into making some money. So we got first hour of the day. Let's pull it. Off the morning here, nothing too crazy. Just trading price action. I'm gonna keep this up for the 7:30 crowd. Just to throw up a trade, I think right now you could probably, just right off the bat here, if we're to look, you could probably take this short here, back to point of control, risk rewards 2-1, get your 650, and I think that would be a decent short. Call up at 55, back down to 48.8. So there's my call on the ES with the 1 minute a day trading. All I did was put that up, have a quick look, and that's pretty much it. We'll keep an eye on that though. All right. Now for the ES scalping. What we don't need is volume right now. We don't need volume. It's going to be a distraction for us. I kind of want that out of the way too. So, all right. Let me see. My camera's just a little bit in my way. There we go. All right. So, looks like we're having our first possible inside bar here. Right here at 37.25. This pocket. Just keeping an eye out, see if that breaks in continuation. It's a big, long stretch. This would be roughly 16.5 points. So I just want to kind of mark that area down there, wherever that was, just in preparation. 1650. There we go. And then I do need to get rid of these other drawings. Clean up our oh, am I forgetting? Our price scale. There we go. I never call it that. That's not what we want. I need some more of this coffee quick, dude. This I'm a little slow. 2 minutes left in this 5-minute candle. I feel like I need a one-click sell. It says one-click trading's on. How do I one-click trade then? Minute 30 seconds left. Starting to show a little bit of interest, but we are still far below the range. Might caught some buyers from over here. Yep. So here's your buyers on the 5. Right here, I'm assuming. We need to look at the volume actually. Yeah. As your buyers there. So we're assuming we're running into buyers again. Oh, mouse kind of disappeared for a second. 55 seconds left in this bar. I don't want to make it too noisy for you guys. We're just focusing on price action, but just know that this is all buying liquidity off previous day. Okay. $36 seconds left. $29 seconds. We're going to get ready to put in a stop here. We need that bar to close inside the wick of the previous bar. Doesn't look like it's going to do it. All right, so that's all invalid. We move on. This is gone, but we'll keep this around. So just notice that this is just going to be a tool I'm going to drag around. I'm not going to, I'm going to put 2 of them here. They're just going to be tools for me, just to quickly measurements, grab some quick measurements. So they have no bearing or significance on our day at all. It's just going to be just a line to flow with. I think over here we are not. Let me see. We are. So this is pre-market low that it just tried to break through and bounced off of. So pre-market low is holding. This is your pre-market low over here. Notice we bounced right off of that twice. So obviously some participants playing those levels. I'm going to put this as a different POC, should probably be a different color. Let's just make it yellow. No. Red, that's fine. Yeah, I streamed yesterday, but for some reason it wasn't showing up on my live stream. But it was already too late before I got it. But all in general, though, I was like, well, that's kind of lame. But we had a really good day yesterday. Really good day. You'll catch it in my YouTube video. I think we caught 7 winners straight. 2,000. Yeah, let's have a little look here. Yeah, 6 trades right here. Mostly shorts. I don't know how we lost those ones. I think one of these. We'll go over in the recap. I'm pretty sure I had 100% accuracy though. It says I only did 2. Oh, I know what it was. I'll have to explain it. We actually did take 1 loss. The other loss was because I accidentally put in a bracket order. I put a limit buy instead of a stop buy order or stop sell order, whatever it was. So I accidentally averaged down. So I had to also kill the other one and get back into another one, which was lame. So we did 5 trades yesterday. one of those trades was just me getting in and out of position, out and back into a position. All right. Nothing too crazy yet. We have our quick close your laptop, chill limit order that should be up there right now. Just pretend like that's a limit order. All right, so this is not an end bar, inside bar anymore. We broke through the bottom. We have quite a bit of rules around this simple strategy here. All right, cool. My live stream's working. Just making sure. All right. Again, these lines have no bearing. Don't worry about these guys. This is your pre-market low here, though. I'm telling you, 5 minutes is a lot of time. If you guys are afraid to trade the 5 minute, the 5 minute after a while is just feel like I can almost play a game at the same time or something. Our data is pretty decent. We have a profit factor of 3 right now, which is pretty good. I'm back testing some crazy results right now. Let me see here. I'm gonna grab this. Let me see which one is tracking. There we go. It's tracking that one. Good. All right. Yes, sir. I'll show you guys some data on some trades here. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so this week we have done about get this up here. There we go. We've done about 5 hours of back testing. Win percentage is small because we're doing very tight, high accuracy winners, right? So 60% win rate here. I've been working on one that's 80% win. It's really incredible, this one. This is a theory, and we need 150 trades really isn't enough to say that this is good. It's pretty good though. 100 trades minimum. But we need a few days. We need some context days, some really choppy, nasty days to see how this works. Inside bar failed break. Basically this, but the failed break. We have a structure around that, and that's got 85 win percentage so far. It's really just incredible. So, but this one is very tricky because you're gonna lose. You're risking 2 to win 1. So, my average loss is 311, and that's just how it is. That's the strategy around it. But with 80, I forget what you need to have. I think you only need to have above like 75, right? 75% win rate or 66% win rate, something like that. I think it's 66% win rate. So as long as you have higher than 66, this is cool. This I think still gets you a nice profit factor. I mean, this profit factor is crazy. So, but anyways, that is something we are interested in watching closely. So that's exciting. Kind of slowly rotating back up to point of control. I'm not liking this shape too much compared to this one. It's a little bit drier, kind of an awkward corner. So I'd still prefer this short over here. Huge top wick. We don't like that, so we move on to the next bar. Minute 30 for the next one. These have no bearing. I can move them around. These are just tools, so keep your eyes off that. And back to point of control. This is where the market is happy to trade. It's happy. They agree. Yes, this price good. Good. This price good. Minute left in this candle. Bigger size candle. I'm not seeing any price action stuffs here, so we're going to put in a sell limit for 5 up here. If I find something in the price action, this is for learning purposes only. Point of control can act as a resistance. Once you drift away from it, it can act as a resistance. What I like to do is kind of take about 50% of from the bottom of point of control, and that's about where I like to take that profit if that's it. Since we've kind of chopped through it both ways, there hasn't been like a clear direction, so that's why I don't want to take it. But we got our limit order up here. It might be a little bit greedy. We might throw it right there. That might be a little better of a fill. And then yeah, we could keep this actually pretty tight. Try and get a nice tap. So that's a little unlucky not getting that tap initially, having a big wick when we were near it, because if it pulls back to point of control and then tests it again, the chances are less now. We kind of want that first take. That first take's the best. So this is a little bit unfortunate. We just missed it. Now this corner's not looking as appealing anymore. I might go back up here. We'll stay here, but and you can see it's kind of there is a seller here, right? You have the selling that initially started. The seller's still here. Seller's still here. They try to break up. He caught up with liquidity and kept selling into that, therefore trapping a bunch of bulls, which insinuated this bull trap continuation. Boom, they got trapped here. These guys panic, selling off. 3-bar play on the 32nd. Yeah, that's that. So we're getting close. I mean, this is actually, the more it compresses, it's not great. I might have to set a little wider stop than I want to. So if it compresses up near the top, that's also kind of worrying, because it's saying that it's building pressure, which can mean a huge uptake. So we're hoping that this is it. I need it to come up, tap. We might put our stop a little bit above the high, but I don't even know if I want to do that. Let's see what happens here. I'm not loving this shape in general. I'm going to play off that corner, though. We just missed our entry again. 3-bar dojis. 3 minutes left in this candle. Yeah. So we're on day 5 of starting a new strategy from scratch, and we're looking pretty promising. Prop firm starts up next week. Fund Your Edge. We're excited to trade with them, and yeah, all in general, we got some moves to make. So there's our point of control touch here. So if it pops back up again, I'm less interested. So this would be one of those things. But we're going to leave this up anyways, because I'm telling you, what I like to do is, with auction market theory, with just playing these angles here, I like to put up an order, close my laptop, and leave. The brackets are already set, so I just type in the brackets, see how much exactly I want to risk, how much I want to make, and that's kind of the measurement for the stop to point of control. So that way I could just put in my order, bounce, get out of there. We have an inside bar forming here, possible inside bar. So we're going to get just a little tiny move here. 850 is going to be our profit target if this does break. And we're also going to keep an eye out for this next bar here. This could play into a reversal a little bit. I can play into a reversal, baby. Yes, I talked about this before, but scalping is definitely, I think, great for beginners. You learn a lot, you get a lot of reps in, and you don't screw your psychology up by trying to hold on to these trades. All right, we're starting to break out a little bit here. There would have been our pull and a stop. Like I said, it's building strength. I don't like the second test, so if we were trading this live, I would have pulled that order, but it's still valid. I mean, in general, this area is still going to be an area that I'm assuming there's going to be bears at some point. But this broke through cleanly, and kind of what I was saying, wedge up, take. Don't like it as much. That's why we removed our order. Good read. Good read. 18 seconds left in this candle. Hoping for a little bit of a pullback. We're going to get ready for our order here, if so. Even if it's at the wick. No, I think that's just a little bit above. Yep. So that just goes outside of qualifications for it. So we're going to leave that one alone. Leave it alone. We'll wait for a little bit longer. There's your bears stepping in like we expected. Just a little bit wide. We'll see if it comes back down to point of control. We could probably take another hit here. I think here. And so this would be the next hit right off this corner here. We put a little bit of a wide stop there. Back up to point of control, 1.5 risk reward. We won't do 10. Let's be conservative. Let's go 5. There's an idea. So we're playing off this shoulder. I like this shoulder a lot. Back up into point of control. Our stop's going to be right below this little node here. This little node. This is where buyers could have been stepping up. If you were like a ICT person, you'd be looking at this as like inverse fair value gap. If you were doing any kind of price action, you're just insinuating that this is where buyers are likely to step in again. I think also, let's see here. That's roughly where our 50% retracement would be. So there's a lot of different levels looking at this. Confluence is looking at this level down here. So we'll see if we can actually get a good fill. And just ride it back up. We could even probably do off this bottom. We could probably go straight to point of control, or we could play like a 50% pull and ride it up here, which we might do just because it's pretty likely that we might chop up there. All right, we do have an inside bar here. Possible inside bar here. It's still valid. So let's just keep an eye out for this bar. So the idea is that we have this green bar that's fairly healthy. So now it's not. It just got invalidated. But the idea is we have this green healthy bar. If this bar formed on the inside and closed, there's our hit here. We're going to put our stop down here. Expecting that node to come back, take profits, going to roll back up. And we just got stopped out. Okay, well, it was close. It was close. Small 65. Risk was very small there, which is all good. Hoping that node was going to step in back to point of control. It didn't. It's all looking kind of... This is more of a levels play the outside day. I still think this would work. Yeah. I still think it would work, to be honest with you. It's just we got a little bit wicked out there. I think if it comes back and touches again on the shoulder, we could probably take it back at the point of control. I want to see it come back up to point of control, though, again. And then, yeah, 50% run. If it goes back up to point of control, comes back down, taps this, that's when I'll be interested in it. Let's see how this volume is forming because the volume is starting to change. No inside bar here. Okay, we got another like 7 minutes of chilling. 5 minutes easy. 5 minutes easy. When I say it's easy, it's not super easy, but once you can kind of comprehend what's going on, I could probably do trades on the inside bar on these 30 seconds, honestly, because that's a little bit more reasonable. Screw it. Let's try it. I'll keep an eye out. 7 minutes left. Let's look at the 30 seconds, see if we can get a little bit of action here. Volume profile, we might have a buy around here. I'm not interested anymore because it's going to put a lot of pressure on this area, on this buyer here. So first test was probably good, but that buyer, I don't know how big this buyer is back here. It's already been touched through once. He bought real aggressively, and then it's come down again. He's bought and absorbed a lot again. So we'll see what happens. The only thing I don't like is that we just put in, there's higher highs, but now there's also lower lows. So I'm assuming we're going to chop around in this range all day. So that might be a better sell, essentially, that we're going to be chopping all day. I still like this, by the way. I still like this. I put that back order back up there again. I like this a little better. I just probably put my stop towards the top, right there. All right, we got a decent bar here. Let's keep an eye on the inside bar over on this side. This is not inside bar. This is all breakage. This is just nothing you can do here. We had a little bit of a reversal. This is an outside bar. This just broke the possibility of being an inside bar. So nothing, nothing, nothing. Now our next bar. This candle's weak. Look at the wick, how big it is. It's more than 50% of this little bar here, right? So this would be invalid. We don't touch that one. It's barely bigger than 50%, but there's not enough meat on the bone. So we're going to chill with that one. This is looking like an inside bar here. 4 minutes left, though. We have a lot of time. That's it. I mean, 30 seconds really not that bad. You have that much to make a decision. So we just X out of this bar. We move on to the next bar. Here we go. Here's another bar. Possible inside bar. So we're just going to take a little tiny peep here at where the profit target could be, right? Up at 850. If that gets a big wick, which it didn't. Yeah, this side's looking a little better, a little bit more shabby. I think we're going to buy, or not buy, we're going to sell 5 here. Let's sell 10 here. All right. So selling 10 off this shoulder, averaging down off this shoulder, looking for a stop, see if we can get a quick chop tap back down to point of control. 3 minutes left on this bar over here. So we're just keeping attention. Possible inside bar here. If it comes back into range, we got 2 seconds. 1, not inside bar. So we move on to the next bar. This bar doesn't look great for an inside bar, so we're just not going to touch it. Let's see what happens here. A lot of chop, a lot of engulfing candles. There's one. We'll put our stop up here. Take profit's going to be at point of control. We got a reaction there. This is based off of these sellers here off this shoulder. We have a little bit of an average down just in case it kicked up real quick. I still like it. I like both those areas. This formation is kind of intimidating, how it's squeezing and wedging up, but we're going to stay in the pocket. So 2 minutes left. We need to start keeping an eye over here. about what to do in case this reverses. So we're roughly going to be risking about 350 to 400 on this trade over here. Probably four, whatever. 25, 450. Let's see. There's 362, not too bad. All right, so we're hitting back up into these sellers again. This is looking like it's compressing to the upside. At this point, if this doesn't hold, I'm done trading market profile. As you can see, this is fuzzy. And it's just we need these shoulders to work. There we go. We got stopped. So if these shoulders don't work, we just stop playing them. That's the bottom line. So we took 3 tries. All 3 failed today. So it's kind of, I have a 3 strikes. You're out kind of rolling auction market theory. So that is done for us. I would trade probably 11 o'clock would be the next time West Coast. So about 2 o'clock East Coast is when I would jump back in and see if we can have another target. So just a little thin. These markets are a little thin today. Makes it difficult to trade. So now I don't like any of these setups in general. I don't like how soft these shoulders are. This one's still fine-ish, but I need to see a bigger low volume node. So all in all, very, very tricky day. These days are good though. They're good for data. All right, on to the next. So this invalidates the previous inside bar because it's no longer inside, it's outside. So this bar is invalidated. We move on to the next bar. And we got 12 seconds left. We need a good strong bar. We're just going to mark out a little price target here just in preparation. Let's see, 2, 1. All right, there's our little price target here. 825. Yep. And we're basically just going to chill. Shoulder still worked. We just got barely wicked out here. But they're playing a little loose. So we want clean. We want clean and tight shoulders that are just nice and strong. When we're a little loose like this, keep it tight, baby. Keep it tight. Yeah, not that much to do here. We're just going to kick back. Gonna kick back. We're chilling, dude. We are just chilling today. Might do some back testing. It's got a lot of time. So this 500 is just auction market theory. When it's working, it's working. But today it is just not. We got this wide range. I'm expecting chop because typically when we have a you can see we're in an up channel right here, right? This is just an up channel. An up channel off of a big bear can insinuate another continuation to the downside. That's very possible. But at the same time, when we have a big strong bounce off of a higher high and a lower low, this insinuates this whole day could just be range bound chop all day. and just stay in here. Really. And it's going to get some compression, gain some strength before we actually do anything. So that's what I'm going to guess. And if you look at the price action here, it looks very much like we're just going to range bound chop. 1 minute 50 left on to this next candle. We got about 30 minutes left in the market. Possible inside bar here. Profit target's already in. Hang loose, baby. Hang loose. No need to rush. No need to rush. 45 seconds left. Got our top measurement in. Got our top measurement in. We're just chilling. 30 seconds left. We're going to put a little stop order in right up here at 50. I think that's going to be fine. I don't think this candle's going to go green and shove up all of the sudden. Let's have another little look here. All right. We're also going to have a little bit of a pull here. $5.75 off that, which puts us at $958.75. Just in case it goes quick. So we also have the failed break set in as well. So now we have both scenarios here. We have a possible 3-bar play to the upside, and then a profit target up here, or we have a failed break. So both orders are in right now. All right, failed break got touched. Let's see what happens. Stop's going to be at the top of this candle, 1 tick above. Take profit's going to be at 38.75. There it is. Let's see what we got. What I haven't measured is, or should I say, what I haven't seen yet is what happens when it breaks to the upside in a 3-bar. Usually this bar, when it goes this low, stays red or stays below this top wick. But even if it does stop me out and break, we play the 3-bar to the upside. This is really interesting to see live, so I'm kind of really excited right now. I haven't taken this reversal yet on the live markets, just in back testing. So let's see what happens here. Hovering on point of control, putting in a Higher low. We're starting to compress a little bit here, but we do see we're judging higher highs. This is staying pretty flat. In theory, if you trade patterns, this is saying bullish, but that does not always mean bullish. It can also mean that this seller right here is very strong and they're not moving at all. So a very strong passive seller with just a lack of selling interest, this buyer can come up. But if this buyer exhausts at this point, at this real seller here, because what's happening is this buyer can't get above this liquidity every time. So he comes back up, can't get above this liquidity. So even though we don't have real sellers on the market yet, this buyer is showing that he's not as strong as this seller. We've already tested 3 times. And hence, your head and shoulders, right? If you look at patterns, right? Here's your shoulder, head. If we break this, we're going to the races down here. So, but that's why it's hard to play this, because this could be also flagging, right? A bear flag, in a sense, that's your bear flag. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you're trading. All right, so let's see if we get a pull a little lower here. Buyers tried to take it up a couple times, failed. We're putting in lower highs. This is your little buyer right here. See if we get this pull down. This has a really high hit rate in practice. It has almost 90% accuracy. So if this happens and we get these consistent lines, this would be really good. Really good for our strategy. Our new profound strategy. All right, that's a good solid floor there. Good solid fall. Not real selling yet. This should, I'm surprised that even bounced. With all of this fuzzy mess here, this should actually go down and touch those lows. We have a possible inside bar here, so we're going to get ready to play that as well. So I'm actually going to move this order. I'm going to put a regular order just in case. There we go. Possible inside bar here. We're going to keep an eye out. Ooh, this is exciting. I'm excited. Because I don't know how this is going to trade. I don't know how it's going to trade live. So this is really exciting. I don't know how I can execute it. If it's going to be this easy every time, which I doubt it will. But if it is, that's pretty exciting. Possible inside bar here. 4 minutes left. The bottom trend line here. Nice choppy day. It's perfect time to execute one of these trades because we don't know how bad this day is going to be. So this is really just great. I've been hoping for a bad day. I haven't seen a day this bad in a while. All right, 32.5 is where I'm going to put this line. That's just going to serve as a marker just in case. And the same rules apply, but inverse here. If we go to the upside, these rules are going to also shift. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Still putting in those lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. This buyer's fighting though. Minute 45 left. Oh. Nice little quick sell-up pull here. Anything can happen. We're in the middle of compression, literally anything, but this is our price action setup. So we're going to continue on. A minute 30 left. We're going to get ready to put our stop sell limit one tick below here at 50. We're going to get ready to sell 10 here in about a minute. If this goes really strong green, I'm actually hoping, I would prefer for it to go really strong green or doji. That would be my hope. Keeps putting in lower highs on the 32nd. Anything can happen. See if we get a little bit of relief here. 50 seconds left. Let's stay in sidebar and see if we can compound these gains. Yep, a little bit of slippage here. See if we can get back up into that area. It doesn't look like we can. And we should have got our, we got our take profit, so that's good. All right, beautiful. Beautiful trade. That's got a really high hit rate, so that's really exciting to see it actually trade live. 20 seconds left. All right. If it comes back up, we'll have our finger on the trigger just in case. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Does not. So that is an outside bar. So we move on to the next bar. Cool. We are 100% accuracy with our new strategy, which is really exciting. So this is 282 off of that. I mean, that's all we're going to trade next week. The 1 minute trades, I am going to have in the pool, but this is just too good, man. It's working crazy. Working crazy. All right. I still don't mind it. I mean, looking at this volume, I don't mind these shoulders here. The shoulder down to point of control. But we're done taking that. Wait until the PM. All right, here's your seller here. There's your volume. We got about 20 minutes left. Possible inside bar here. We're just going to kick back. Hang and chill, baby. Hang and chill. That's what we're doing. See if I can find something about inside bars in this book. I haven't read this book in years, and it's so dense. Let me just read you a little excerpt from Al Brooks's book. But Al Brooks's Trade the Markets Bar by Bar. Okay. Hold on. He's just talking a lot in this book. All right. It's about 17, 18 pages of preface. Okay. This is what I'm talking about traders' books, dude. They're just too wordy. If they can make these books less wordy, I'm all in. But these books are so wordy. Let's have a read here, shall we? For a trader, the fundamental issue that confronts him repeatedly throughout the day is the decision of whether the market is trending or not trending. If it is trending, he assumes that the trend will continue and he will look to enter in the direction of the trend. If it is not trending, he will look to enter in the opposite direction of the most recent move. In parentheses, it says fade or counter trend. So a trend can be as short as a single bar. In parentheses again, on a smaller time frame, there can be a strong trend contained within that bar. Or on a 5-minute chart, it can last a day or more. So how does you make this decision? by reading the price action on the chart in front of him. So, obviously, that's obvious, right? That is obvious. Al Brooks makes some comments about trading through the rear view mirror is a sure way to look money. You have to keep looking ahead, which that's very true. He talks about an inside bar of a trend break is more chance of a failure, which is good. I mean, these are all really good. He talks about trend bars and doji bars. And yeah, I've read this a while ago. I don't remember any of it. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just tough. There's a lot to memorize. The market can trend up or down after any bar, and therefore every bar is a setup bar. A setup bar becomes a signal bar only if it is a trade entered on the next bar, the entry bar. A setup bar in and of itself is not the reason to enter a trade. It has to be viewed in relation to the bars before it, and it could lead to a trade that is part of a continuation or reversal pattern. Since it is always wisest to be trading with the trend, it is most likely to succeed if the signal bar is a strong trend bar in the direction of your trade. I mean, you understand it, but dang. Even though you are entering only after a one-bar trend, if you are expecting more trending in your direction, or waiting to enter on a stop beyond the signal bar requires the market to be going even more in your direction, increasing your odds of success. However, a trend bar that is in the opposite direction can also be a reasonable signal depending on the price action and chart. In general, signal bars that are doji bars or trend bars in the opposite direction of your trade have a greater chance of failure because the side of the market that you need to keep. You know what I mean? It's just a lot. It's a lot. I'm telling you, I think I went through the first like 26 pages of this book. It's thick. This is a 300-page book. You know, I got this far into it, and I already pulled out like a couple strategies. This is where I got my bear trap, bull trap patterns from. It's from Al Brooks. How I take measurements and do stuff is different, but the entries are very much Al Brooks. So he uses an EMA, reversal par, breakout pullback, breakout test, high, low, 2 or 4, whatever that means. Failure of anything prior high, prior low. He scalps. Usually he's taking a couple points or like a measured move, but mostly like a couple points. Like you'll see some examples where it's just like him getting just a piece off the market. But he's a legend in his own right. He's got 3 books. I want to get all of them. I wouldn't mind actually sitting down and learning this book. It's just you can't just absorb it. On page 1, he talks about something. The first like 4 pages, he talks about trends, and you have to go in and you have to back test exactly what he's talking about with trends. You have to go in and back test. Then you go to the next. Like you have to eat this in such tiny, potent bites. It's just 300 pages of it. I'm like, Lord, it's like 1,000 hours of back testing you need to be able to digest that book appropriately, in my opinion. But I haven't really been through it all the way, so I'm not sure for sure. All right, let's continue on here. We hit this trend up here. Got a little bounce on the day. I think we're going to be ranging all day. I really do. I don't think this is going to pull through. This is all looks like fake selling. Let's see. Pretty much. Huge top wick. Huge. Have a little look here. I'm just going to take a quick measurement here. Oh, perfect. That's exactly where it is. All right. I'm going to take a quick measurement the other way. Roughly there. Grab that. I don't know why that's up there. That needs to get removed. Two minutes, 15 seconds left. I'm just going to hover our tool around a little bit. Huge red on that. Who knows? Bulls get eaten up like crazy. This could actually break and go lower. I don't know, though. If I had to put my money on it, I'm going to say we bounce. I'm going to say we bounce and try and test up in this pocket again, 50s. But like we pointed out earlier, this is a kind of a bear flag. Boom, channel extension. So let's see. Let us see. 1 minute 30 left. Yeah. Minute 15. This is an inside bar so far. So we're just going to get ready to sell this thing. New Orleans, purple hearted. 45. The more green that gets, the better for me. And it's invalidated. Okay. Well, we're done. Don't need to look at that bar anymore. Onward. Onward. About 10 minutes left that we're going to trade this morning. Got one winner from the new strategy. Now, this would be a possible bounce off point of control. So, technically, we could hit the bounce somewhere around here, play a 50% range off BOC. Take profits roughly around 440. Let's see if we get the little tag here. Okay, there we go. Stop loss would be above point of control. Take profit would be 440. Let's see if it works. Let's see if we get something for us. Let's see if we get a, let me see, about a 2-to-1. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's see if we get it down here. Might want it a little tighter. Yeah, we'll put it, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't move it, but we'll just keep it here. $200 loss. I'm fine with that. It's kind of tough to tell because it can pump up and then reduce back down there. You got to give it a little play. And today's like a play day. There's a lot of thinness in the ES today. So compared to usual, I can tell the books are thinner than usual. Maybe. Whew. We're just getting killed on these. Getting killed on these plays here. Yeah, that's a scratch today. I don't want to look at that anymore. Get that off my screen. These trades all work though. We're really solid, and especially 2-to-1 has a decent hit rate. Today's just not the day for auction market theory. It's just kind of cutting through point of control. It is still the point of control, but it's just very thick and round. So you kind of have to play extremes. I'd still take that trade though, but if it comes back down and hits our 50%, I'll slam my head against the desk. No, it just is what it is. Just is what it is. Got about 8 minutes left. Oops. This comes back down, possible inside bar. Take profits for 440.50. Patience. Patience. Hmm. $50 seconds left. These levels mean nothing, just a tool as a reminder. I should change them a different color. I don't know if I like that. Two, one, bing. Okay. Nice extension here. See if we get up to this point. This is your key here. If you can get above here, might have a little bit of a rally. A rally into new highs. Maybe. Yeah, we're chilling. 4 more minutes. I think we're done for the stream. There's really nothing I can do here. We're ranging. We did okay today. I think for price action, our price action new strategy actually hit 100% because we only had one trade. But this was our only winner, was our new strat. Auction market theory did not prove to be with us today. But that's all right. So not too bad. Controlled, 431 down for the day, for the morning. There's still a lot of opportunity left for this account. So yeah, this is it, man. This is Friday. This is the last day. We're probably going to do a little video editing, some back testing. Broke above here. Let's see if we can get that to hold. Probably see some new highs up here. If this has better volume than this, 13 needs to have about 7. Yeah, 7's on track. If this has better volume, closes strong without being a huge bar, we can have a nice chunky trend up to some highs. Nice chunky trend. So that's a definite possibility. Hitting these sellers, looks like we're cracking them. Yep. Looks like it could be ready for a 3-bar setup on this next one. We might stay an extra 10 minutes. I'm actually curious to see what this inside bar does. If it closes green, if it closes with a big wick, we're out. I'm taking off. If it closes with a pretty good size up towards the top, then yeah, we might stay for that. $11K. This is looking very good in terms of size. We just need this size to stay on point here. Need more than 50%. Volume's looking nice. Just needs to hold now. How big is this candle? How big is this candle? 20 points, 20, 25. It's probably them getting squeezed. 46. $30 seconds left. Ten seconds left. Come on, baby. Come on. 3, 2, 1. So that would be a buy. All right. Let's see how this inside bar plays out. We're taking a 3rd bar break here. Targeting up here, 975. Stop loss is going to be down here. More macro based. Could have a 3-bar play here on this inside. So let's have a little peek here. All right. Shorts got squeezed. Let's see if we get above this player up here. This makes sense. I mean, if we're in this long, we could get our 3-bar plays in here for sure. Yeah, 10 more minutes. I'm going to wait for this one. If not, I'm just going to let it ride. Oh. Inside bar. It's actually kind of exciting to see what would happen if we're in a trend break continuation with an inside bar break. I wonder if that would actually be like a hedge for my own trade. That would be very interesting. Or even a symbol to get out early. Theories, baby. That's how you think. I actually should write that down. Write that down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, we got to take a couple measurements here. That's right. Let's see if this pops up. One minute 21 left. I hope it's an inside bar. That'd be really, really stoked. Holding up nicely. Bear flagging on the bull flagging on the 32nd. It could still come down a little bit and we're fine. Staying up in the 30% of that bar, 28.6 probably, or 26.8, whatever it is. The fibs. 30 seconds left. All right, we're going to be doing some quick movements here. All right. We got our buy stop in there and our sell stop up here. All right. And then we're going to do a quick little pull here. And we are going to, I think we're going to sell 20 here. So another 5, yep. So we got 20 in there. That puts us at 6.75. Okay. Actually, I think that I could just put this right here. There we go. Okay. Possible 3-bar, possible reversal in a trend continuation context. Ooh, I'm excited. Ooh, I am excited. And then we're going to have to put the stop up right here if we trigger on 10. So if we trigger that upside, we put the stop in for 10 here. Let me see here. 125. So 1. So we got to be ready to sell 10 here. Or sell or buy? Sell. Okay. Only if it triggers. And I got to get ready to cancel that buy stop order too. Ooh, how exciting. I'm so excited. This is cool. I need to have like one click trades on where I could just click and like hit like shift for sell, regular click for buy or something. Or like a right click or a shift click or something. All right, got to move this as this comes down. Mm-hmm. It's all going to be wild. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm really excited. Two minutes 30 left. If this doesn't break, we cancel this order out. And these orders. We want the next bar. All right, green. I'm going to put my stop order here. Yeah. See if we get the break here. Break for continuation. That would be sick. They're controlling it. They don't want it to happen. One minute left. $26 seconds left. All right. Looks like that buy is not going to work. We might get the stop here on this tick. I'm going to have to cancel both of these pretty quickly if it doesn't hit those traffic targets, though. Hit nothing. 2, 1. All right. We got rid of those. We got rid of this. And we just continue to play the continuation then. Well, that was a little anticlimactic. I always thought something was going to happen there. It almost did. Very close. Very close. All right, we're done. Hope you guys have a good day. Peace. Go check out Fund Your Edge. New prop firm starting up with us on our channel. We're excited. I heard something about them teaming up with a hedge fund or something like that. That sounds pretty dope. I've already used some of their Edge Lab, they call it, Edge Lab, and it helps show your trades in a perspective of the market. They're probably using AI, but it's a little different what AIs I've used, like on back testing strats and whatnot. So, by the way, look at that. Oh yeah, dude, just pump, just pump us to the moon, baby. Look at that 30-second bar. Oh my God. Oh yeah. You know, let's just make it happen on one bar. Let's just go all the way. Is there news? This looks news related. 2 30-second bars that are massive. This looks news or data related. Which is it? By the way, I need to get rid of this because we're going to the moon here. We go all the way up there. My goodness. All right, I'm out.